No, I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Will you tell me you're not a robot? Just say I'm not a robot, please.
I am a real person.
I want you to take a look at these pictures. Nothing wrong with them. They're just normal people. How about these? They seem like people, but something's different. They look human, but why is there an air of uncertainty when we look at these faces? This phenomenon is called the Uncanny Valley. The Uncanny Valley is an eerie or unsettling feeling that people experience in response to not quite human figures. We can easily distinguish whether something is human or not based on physical attributes. A machine, for example, falls on the far left side of human likeness because it has no human-like parts. On the other end, a healthy person is immediately recognized with a normal human response. Then there's a point in which the emotional response takes a deep decline due to something or someone approaching complete human likeness, but just falling short of looking like an actual person. For instance, the sick or the deceased can fall into this category as our brains tell us to stay away, but that doesn't exactly explain why the non-sick or dead figures give us a fight or flight response. Let's look at a surface level example that would trigger an emotional response. This video shows a humanoid robot with AI programmed to mimic human emotions. Something clearly not alive seems like it shouldn't be able to emote so closely to actual human beings. This isn't enough to elicit the feeling of fear, but it is off-putting nonetheless. The next example is a well-known video from the mid-2000s that was rumored to have a sinister backstory involving a murder of someone related to the original poster and having their body buried in the backyard. The mannequin shown is also rumored to be wearing the clothes of the owner's victims. This was later confirmed to be a hoax, but the video itself is still a prime example of how something so lifelike can instill a feeling of uneasiness. These next few examples can be disturbing. These are photos of police sketches and composites made to find missing persons and or wanted criminals. Most are crudely made and a lot of times inaccurate, but considering how they can only go off of witness descriptions or physical evidence, this is the most they can do. Surprisingly enough, some of them actually lead to these people being recognized and found. Trying to make a lifelike image of a real person using scraps of information leads to some terrifying results. There are many theories as to where this sense came from. Some believe that the Uncanny Valley was developed as a survival mechanism, triggering feelings of aversion or disgust when encountering something that appears almost human but has noticeable flaws, potentially indicating a threat-like disease. This to me sounds like the most likely reason, as considering diseased people and corpses would be something to avoid for self-preservation. Then there's predictive coding theory, which suggests that our brains are constantly predicting sensory information, and when an entity's appearance or behavior deviates from our expectations, it can lead to a negative emotional response. A major noticeable difference in regular humans and things that fall into the Uncanny Valley is the blankness in the eyes. The eyes are a telling sign of emotion in people, and without any clear indication of emotion or responsiveness, we can't tell what its intentions are. These next two theories are a bit more unbelievable, but I'll go into them regardless. There is a hypothesis that states that since we coexisted with Neanderthals for thousands of years, we developed a sort of reflex to tell our kind apart from other hominids. Considering they look so similar, there had to be something in our minds that would help us avoid any potential danger. It's not the most far-fetched, but it lacks solid evidence. There is one theory that is the most terrifying, but by far the most difficult to believe, which is the predator theory. The predator theory suggests that at some point in our early existence, there was an apex predator that could mimic humans to get close, but it was just imperfect enough for us to notice that something was wrong. Since we were pack hunters, it would be difficult for something our size to pick us off unscathed, so it would need some way to gain our trust.
Sound Russian?
How could I sound anything, silly? I'm plastic. I don't even have a voice box. I had to borrow this one. Don't turn on the light.
Are you going to kill me?
No! I mean, yes, but not for a good long while yet. I don't want you to go to where.
But what would have happened to the mimic to where there's no scientific evidence to support it ever existing? But what if they never went away and they just refined their mimicry and blended in without us noticing? Does this sound believable to you? Probably not.